Even President Donald Trump's strongest supporters have trouble explaining his rhetoric when it comes to Russia.
Oh, let's see. He's angry at NATO. I guess, yeah, he loves Russia. I love Russia.
Trump's tone when talking about Russian President Vladimir Putin, the man believed to have meddled in America's last presidential campaign, usually falls somewhere between indifferent to relatively positive. And it stands in stark contrast to how the president has talked about America's allies during his ongoing international trip. Out of meetings with NATO leaders and British Prime Minister Theresa May, Trump has said his summit with Putin may be the easiest of them all. Trump's GOP defenders argue it's not what he says, but what he does that counts most when it comes to dealing with Moscow. And the president himself has claimed to be much tougher on Russia than Obama. The independent fact-checkers at PolitiFact rated that claim mostly false, but there are some areas where Trump has taken more action than Obama did to counteract Russian influence. Under Trump, the U.S. started selling lethal weapons to Ukraine to aid that country's battle against Russian-backed rebels. Trump also authorized airstrikes in Syria after concluding that Syrian president and Putin ally Bashar al-Assad used chemical weapons against his own people. Then there's the 60 Russian diplomats expelled by the administration back in March. That came in response to the poisoning of a former Russian spy in Britain. It was the most significant U.S. purge of diplomats in more than 3 decades. But the most contentious part of Trump's Russia policy has centered around sanctions. Yes, under Trump, the U.S. has imposed additional economic penalties on Russia. They build on what the Obama administration did after U.S. intelligence agencies concluded Moscow interfered in the 2016 election. However, that was largely thanks to Congress, who mandated the new sanctions with a veto-proof majority back in July of 2017. Also included in the sanctions were limits on the administration's ability to ease the measures, a provision Trump strongly opposed.
The rhetoric is extreme and unprecedented, but there are limits and there are constraints on him. So we haven't seen a huge shift yet in terms of our overall economic sanctions policy toward Russia.
That provision means those new sanctions won't be on the negotiating table when Putin and Trump meet in Helsinki, Finland on Monday. Trump can't offer to reduce those sanctions unless Congress is on board. Despite that, experts say the leaders are likely to emerge with some tangible progress, though a major diplomatic breakthrough is unlikely.
I don't have a crystal ball, and from my previous experience, leaders all usually go for summits when they have some deliverables. If you don't have deliverables, nobody wants a summit because you're going to be questioned. Why did you go meet this person, shook hands, if you have nothing to sign? So there has to be something for them to sign.